This is a dark moment for American politics. Conservative activist Charlie Kirk was shot and killed at a university event. And the country is asking how we let political disagreements spiral into bloodshed. But here's where it gets controversial. Late-night hosts, governors, and even a former president are now weighing in, each with a different spin on what this tragedy really means. Stephen Colbert opened the September 10 broadcast of The Late Show with a sober address from his desk, explaining that the episode he'd taped earlier that afternoon had been written before the shooting at Utah Valley University. He offered heartfelt condolences to Kirk's family and friends, then reminded viewers that political violence isn't new to America. "I remember the unrest of the 1960s, Colbert said. And I hope everyone sees that violence only breeds more violence. It doesn't settle our differences. It deepens them." He went on to express a prayer that the shooting was the act of a lone, disturbed individual, rather than a sign of a broader shift toward bloodshed in our public life. Then, his voice steady, he transitioned back to the program he had prepared for viewers. Meanwhile, Jimmy Kimmel didn't mention the killing during his September 10th monologue on Jimmy Kimmel Live, which focused on other political news. But he turned to Instagram to speak his mind. Instead of pointing fingers in anger, he wrote, "Can we all agree, even for just one day, that killing another person is horrific? My family and I send love to the Kirks and to all those innocent victims of pointless gun violence. This shooting has raised fierce debate about our tone in politics." Utah Governor Spencer Cox immediately labeled it a political assassination. And in an Oval Office address, former President Donald Trump vowed vengeance, calling the act heinous and warning that demonizing opponents eventually leads to tragedy. "It's high time we face the fact," Trump said, "that hateful rhetoric fuels real-world violence. But does invoking stronger language of retaliation risk fanning the flames even more?" And this is the part most people miss. Political speech and public safety are more connected than we tend to admit. Actor Chris Pratt also joined the conversation, posting on X that he was praying for Charlie Kirk, his wife and children, and for our nation. "We need God's grace now more than ever." His message echoed a common plea for unity, even as divisions deepen. In a move that surprised many, Comedy Central pulled a South Park rerun slated for September 11 that had parodied Kirk earlier this month. The network said it wasn't the right time to air a comedic take on someone who'd just become the victim of gun violence. Satire and tragedy rarely mix smoothly, especially when emotions are raw. So here we stand, grappling with questions no one wants to face. How do we keep our political debates passionate without descending into violence? Should public figures tone down their rhetoric? Or is that just wishful thinking? What responsibility do satirists and late-night hosts have when real lives are at stake? We'd love to hear your thoughts. Do you agree with those who call this a political assassination? Or do you see it as the act of an isolated individual? Drop a comment below and join the conversation.